Hello, everybody. Good evening on this beautiful Sunday evening. Uh, Thank you for watching my videos. The thumbnail, just news to me, Jacksonville shooting. Uh, White man kills 3 people in Dollar General in Jacksonville, Florida, Clay County. They have a news conference, and they say he was on social media making threats. He wrote a manifesto, and there's hate crime. Hate crime, hate crime, hate crime. That's all you're hearing in this interview. Hate crime, hate crime, hate crime. We get it, Sheriff. We get it. These people do exist in our country. We understand, okay? But don't go changing up any gun laws after this or anything like that, you know. Well, a white man, probably safe to say, little deranged, delusional, very, very racist man, right till the end. He kills these 3 blacks at Dollar General, and then he kills himself, and he's dead. And they're talking about post-mortem charges for hate crimes. He's dead, prosecutor. He's dead. You know, they want to keep the stage. It's a tragedy what happened. But they're just trying to, it's over. It's a hate crime. This is the point I want to make, my good people. White on black, that was considered a hate crime. He pronounced it in his social media, everything else. Then the sheriff says, well, we still haven't identified him yet. You have all the information on all the threats and the manifestos and everything else, but he's still unidentified. And how's he unidentified? One side of your mouth, you're saying, well, yeah, we've got all this evidence that he's saying he hated blacks and everything else, and we've got all these sources of evidence from him, but we're not able to get his identification yet. All right, whatever. It's there. That's irrelevant, probably, you know. So these things happen in our country, around the world. A hate crime. Murder is murder, and you're going to hate anyways. Murder is murder. So then if it's motivated by race or something else, then the penalties go up. You know, if I just go out and say, hey, I hate you, Johnny. I'm white, you're white. I hate you, Johnny. You're no good. I don't like the color of your hair, blah, 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 or whatever. I'm white, he's white. I blast him. And then, well, that's not a hate crime. But I'm still hating him. But if he was black and I said, oh, man, I hate you. I hate your hair. I hate your eyes, blah, 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 then that's a hate crime. But when blacks kill blacks, you don't hear anything on the news. And it's a tragedy that it's happening all over the country, everywhere. Black on black crime. It's so common it doesn't even make the nightly news in the city. It doesn't even make the city news anymore. Blacks killing blacks. If a black person gets murdered, that's 96% chance that it was by another black person. Okay? But that just goes, you know, they're not addressing the yeah, I caught that, Kimmy. I caught the Hawaiian real estate on YouTube. I did that. That's what I did. I was basing that my Maui videos on. I was basing that on that. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful evening. I'm talking about the Jacksonville shooters. They're the shooter. And there's a white man, self-professed racist, whatever, allegedly on all this stuff. But how are they not able to identify him? They have all these facts and all these sources from his media, a manifesto. He made a call to his mother. They have all this information. And they still say, well, we haven't been able to identify him yet. How? That's one aspect. Chicago, what is it? 8 murders, black on black murders every day. It just goes over because it's just out there every day, and it's not such a awe-inspiring wow moment. It's just like, oh, 3 more blacks got killed in Detroit. Oh, 7 got killed in Chicago. Oh, well, business as usual. Business as usual. And that's 95, 90% black on black gangs, or non-related gang murders that are still perpetrated black on black. But they're going to juice this story on national TV now, probably for a day or two. Mass shooter, white supremacist, kills 3 blacks. It happens. It happens. And is the media happy also that you're trying to divide America also? You're dividing. You're creating some of these psychos. You're creating these monsters, some of this media and the division that they're putting out there. Blame the white man. Blame the white man. It's all the white man for the blacks' problems. That gig is up. That gig is up. And most of my friends were black growing up. 90% of my friends growing up were black. But I don't buy bullshit from the media or everything else. They get up there on these media outlets, they sling all this shit, and then they're trying to create division when America's trying to live in racial harmony. There's mixed couples out there, Chinese and black, white and Chinese, white and Puerto Rican, whites and blacks. There's trying to be racially mixed harmony with relationships. But then you got to have that media. They're going to milk this story. Well, how come the media doesn't address, if they're so concerned and they want to report this kind of stuff, why don't they show the destruction or the construction and or destruction of the black family, where there's fatherless households? Why don't they do a news story on that on the 6 o'clock news? If they really care about the blacks, oh well, white supremacist goes out and a tragedy. God bless those families. Help them, Jesus. Help them out. But burns my ass a little bit when these media outlets, they're gonna ride the wave. I'm not trying to undermine this tragedy that's happened. I'm not trying to undermine it. It's terrible. It's terrible, Vic. And the news always wants to report the problem, and that's their job. But the news is turned into something different, where if they're gonna, we love dirty laundry. Yeah, let's hear it. I want to turn on the news and I want to see the blood and guts and everything else. And where's the answers? Where's the answers? How come these networks don't talk about doing 3-hour specials on the crime rates? Who's perpetrating crimes? What's the possible solutions? Look at the Denzel Washington video I did. We don't pussyfoot around here, excuse me, pardon me, because so many people feel intimidated and scared to speak facts. Because the media, all the media is out there doing is creating this narrative, and Joe Blow retard Americans going, oh, really? Oh, my gosh. Hey, Mildred, did you see that? Oh, my gosh. All the whites hate blacks in America. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, why do you say that, John? Well, because some white dude just killed 3 people. So, this is a racist nation we live in. Really? Really? Most of the sergeants in the big cities are black. Most of the law enforcement officers are black. Most of the people in the large cities holding these positions are black. What are they doing about it? You got to dig down to the structure of the family. And what is the answer? I don't know what the answer is on, well, maybe young women, black women have to take control and be more responsible of who they're laying in bed with, making babies with, and the father's gone. You got, people are responsible for their own decisions. It ain't you over there and you over there, and you play the blame game on society, and there's no resources for this and there's no resources for that. I know many that have been in the ghetto, black, it's people in the same family. Some chose to rise up and empower themselves, and then some chose just to go rock and roll and end up dead or in jail. Don't put the responsibility on society, because then you have an automatic blame game. You have an automatic excuse. The system failed. Really? No. The person and that family unit failed. It's a tragedy what happened in Jacksonville. All I'm saying is they're going to milk this, and there's a division somewhat. The media is trying to create this big division of white and black in America, and maybe that might be happening for the non-thinkers that will believe like, whites and blacks hate each other. But go to the mall and you'll see a lot of young couples with mixed races. And more and more in 2023, you see more couples anywhere you go now in America. And there's racial harmony. People are dating, people are marrying, they're having children. And that's boots on the ground. But the media is going to milk this story and like make it look like white men hate blacks. I mean, hate. You're always going to get a minutia percent of people that rock and roll like that, and they're murderers. And now it's a hate crime. But black on black crime isn't hate. A black killing a white, that's not a hate crime. Have they ever prosecuted one case in America of a black killing a white and calling it a hate crime? All you'd have to do is say, "I hate you, honky," and they'd say that's a hate crime. Well, you got to hate in order to murder. So on both sides of the fence, this hate crime bullshit is straight up bullshit. You murdered. That's not enough. That's not enough. That's not enough. You murdered. You took the statues in the judicial bodies. We should just recognize that. Hate. Are these effing people nuts? You take someone's life. You can't get no higher than murder. You can't get any higher than murder. It's the finality, but they're calling it hate. Murder is murder, but if it was hate, well, I actually like the person I murdered, so give me a lesser sentence, Judge. Can I speak, Judge? Well, I actually hated that person, we were married for 7 years, and I didn't like the frickin' macaroni, and then, I hated it, and, I mean, come on. America sits back and just looks at this stuff, and it's just like you just let it go and everything else. Murder is the ultimate. Hate ain't got nothing to do with shit. This asshole shooter kills 3 innocent people and what are they going to charge him post-mortem? hate crime, it's over. God bless these people. But murder is the ultimate. There don't need to be hate attached to prosecuting crimes. Whether a guy's got a manifesto saying he hates a race or not, you can't take that stance. Murder's murder. Prosecute a murder charge just like any other murder charge. I'm glad I lived at least the better part of America when there still was some sanity left in America. There were tragedies and everything else that happened. But the media is not used in the same way as it was used. It was used in certain ways, yes, decades ago. But now it's this illusory type of thing to if don't ever waste an opportunity to reinforce these other agendas they have. Like the Columbine mass shootings. And then all of a sudden they want to take your right to bear arms away. Well, we just don't trust any Americans with guns because there's mass shootings and everything. So that gives us a political aspect. They think they're going to gain political leverage to try to change the Constitution, the right to bear arms. In all the hoopla. Just like all the other mass shootings that went around. They want to disarm the citizens in case the citizens get so fed up with the government and they think that, then there might not be a revolution or anarchy or any And I don't have any view on that. All I'm saying is there's things they should do is look at things more carefully. Don't make hair trigger decisions. And I'm not undermining that this crazy man, who is still unidentified, but they know that he called his mother. They know he wrote a manifesto. They know he talked to friends. If you know he talked to friends, you would just ask the friend, what's this guy's name? Unidentified. I don't understand. I just don't understand. And it's all hate crime, hate crime, hate crime, hate crime. Kimmy, what mandates are coming back? What more communistic mandates are coming back? Kimmy says, are you aware that mandates are coming back? COVID mandates? Are they still going to beat that horse? There's something new out there, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news, COVID 2.0, coming to a town near you. Get your popcorn ready. Wow. A year before the election, huh? Oh. Rewind and play. I've seen this movie before. Well, let's watch it again, True Serum. I don't have a right to make a decision on my body and how I want to view possible threats to my health out there. And that's all I can say on here, this video, because they'll censor it. So I can't make any type of narrative on that, Kimmy, because they'll just say, I'm giving out bad medical information, and then they'll censor me and all that. So if COVID's coming again, then get out there and do what you got to do, folks. And I hope everybody's healthy. So the hate crimes. Murder is murder. They got this knucklehead sheriff up there talking. He's got all this information on the perpetrator who actually killed himself after he killed the other 3 people. He's got all this information and says, well, we haven't been able to identify him yet. Well, then how do you know he called his mother? How do you know he wrote the manifest? How'd you acquire all this other information? You know what? As far as I'm concerned, I don't believe shit that they're telling me. I don't believe nothing they're telling me. Nothing. How about that? 3 people were killed. Okay. God bless them. Tragedy and everything else. But the story afterwards and how they're going to sling it and all this, and they're going to flip it, they're going to flop it, they're going to zig it, they're going to zag it, and they're going to make America look racist. They're going to make America look like everybody out there is against the blacks and it's all hate against the blacks and everything else. It's not true. Couples are mixing more and more every year, every decade, every month. See, the news is the news, and it's fantasy land most of the time. But on the streets, a lot of people don't even pay attention to the news anymore. No. I don't. I used to like Fox News. I'll never watch CNN. So CNN, but Fox News got a little cute too. So you know what? Leave it alone. You know what you watch? You watch your wallet. You watch your bank account. You watch some policies that might be changing in your community or state or country. That's what you watch. You watch the results of these actors and politicians. You watch your bank account. You watch your school administrators. You watch what's going on in your school district. That's what you watch. Stuff on the ground. Facts on the ground. Don't pay attention to them assholes on Fox and CNN. They got your mind all twisted and everything else. No. Are we that stupid to not make informed decisions for ourselves based on facts and reality and numbers and statistics? Are we not capable as citizens of having eyes to see, ears to hear, and weed the stuff out? We need an alternative source to hold our hand and put put us to sleep with a bottle at night because we can't do it ourselves. Are we that much of a uninformed country and society? We need to rely on these scumbag news people for our information when we could make informed decisions ourselves. Just look at your life during this candidate. Look at your life during this elected person, whether it's a councilman, a mayor, a governor, a president. Look at your life, compare and contrast, and then make your decisions on how your finances fared, how your rights have fared, how your pocketbook has fared. Like I said, I'm not a Democrat or Republican, but if you support the people that are keeping you down, you deserve to starve. Forgive me, Jesus. Forgive me, Jesus. So why are you getting so brainwashed? The next thing you're going to go, yeah, no more guns in America, hate crimes, everything else. And like I said, I'm not trying to undermine tragedies. Things happen. We can't, there's no way to avoid this stuff. But you can't just throw the baby out with the bathwater or the bathwater with the baby or whatever that is, just because these isolated things happen. You can't change the whole structure of your rights and the amendments and everything else. And that's what the government wants to do down the road. They want to change the gun laws. They want to strip you from your rights so you could be more robotic than you are already and lead you to the slaughter. Donald Trump wasn't having it. I don't know. I don't say I like him or whatever. I don't say I hate Joe Biden. I'm just saying I hate the policies that Joe Biden has done. And I love the policies that Donald Trump did. Facts. I don't need to like somebody's personality. Oh, that Trump's an asshole. Well, he's grabbing skirts and tits and ass, whatever. I don't care what he's grabbing out there. All I know is I don't have a lot of money, and I'm going to the gas station and I'm getting reamed. I'm going to the grocery store and I'm getting reamed. That's what I know. I know about what's in my wallet. I know what's going on domestically in our country, internationally, international affairs with our country. So I can make my own decisions on fact-based results. I don't know, my dear friends. They all make me crazy. But I still go out and have fun and laugh and enjoy. But I still want to have a good country. And this media and all this, they're not going to let a tragic story go to waste. Don't ever waste a good opportunity. That's their motto. Don't ever waste a good opportunity to use so the citizens could lose their their rights. Don't let a good crisis go to waste. That's what they say. Don't let a good crisis go to waste, because now you got all this emotion going on, and that's prime time to strip you of one or two or three rights. Oh gosh, that's bad what happened. That's bad what happened. Oh, well, where'd my guns go? Well, don't be fooled. Tragedy happens. How come they're not reported? There were 7 murders by 3 o'clock today in Chicago. Detroit, 3 murders by noon, by 6 o'clock this morning. Blacks killing blacks. Those black lives don't matter. You could say, well, that's just the way it is. They want to kill each other. They want to kill each other. But nobody's concerned about the family structure at home and what are the correlating factors to these results. A plus B equals C. Why don't the news media don't want to address any of that. The news media is political now. You got the Republican favored news medias, and you got the Democrat favored news media outlets. Rochester, New York. A lot of deaths. I lived in Rochester once upon a time. They had sirens. They had speakers on my street that could detect gunshots, Kimmy. Speakers that can locate the area, and then they could navigate and pinpoint the location. Speakers on the streets, on telephone poles that can detect gunshots. On the 4th of July, the firecrackers made them go off. There were cops flying around everywhere. They thought there was 1,000 gunshots going on the 4th of July. They need to update their computer system. So, they want to use fear and white supremacy and everything else to create fear and confusion and everything else. Everybody that's murdered is a tragedy, whether it's a white supremacist or somebody or not. Every murder is a tragedy. I mean, one isn't more tragic than another. Oh, a hate crime is worse. Really? Murder is murder. You can't trump that. Murder is murder. But hate crime, they're going to attach life sentences to. So I want to put a little video together, speak my piece. I'm starting to do 2 videos a day. I've lost my mind. Rest in peace, Bob Barker. I did a little parody, a little levity skit earlier about Bob Barker, and Joe Biden was it. And I presented a scenario where Joe Biden became a contestant on The Price is Right. I thought it was very interesting, and I did it on the fly. I did it off the top of my head. I am an accomplished writer. I don't know where my book is, but I need to start selling it because bologna sandwiches are getting old. Oh boy. I take one trip into town and back. It's $10. Jeez. I need a Patreon channel or something. No, thank you, Jesus, and thank you, God, for everything you give me. I'm blessed. I don't want to be an ingrate. I was given a second chance at life when I was dead for a long period of time, and I came back. So I cannot talk any smack about nothing. I'm on all borrowed time. This is all extra time. I'm in the New England Journal of Medicine. Nobody was dead longer than yours truly. Yep. I need some respect. The doctor told me I had 6 months to live. I told him I couldn't pay the bill. He said, well, you got another year to live. I can't get any respect. Did you read my book, Victor? I can write now. I'm just not a crazy mofo out there. I can write. I'm writing a futuristic book this winter on gambling and the extent that almost like a science fiction. Oh, thank you, Victor. A real futuristic book on gambling and what people will do to gamble. You know, it's going to be a good write. I'm putting the structure and the framework together now, but it ain't easy, right? It ain't easy being sleazy. All right. You know what I think I'd like to do for my channel? Once a week, have a co-host, attractive, smart, well-studied in many areas, and bounce things back and forth. Relationships. I need a co-host. Sophia Loren, Marilyn Monroe type. Forgive me, Jesus. And add a little flavor. Give a woman's perspective on things. Relationships are tough. Most of you folks are in a relationship. They're not all easy. There's great relationships, people get along, and then there's, you know, a lot of things that might happen. And that I was a counselor, freelance Diamond Minds, and I did couples counseling years ago. And I'm a Renaissance man, and I've worn many different hats in my lifetime. And I would like to have a woman come on here and 35, 24, 34, no. But people are visual. YouTube is visual. And if they see a pretty girl in my picture thumbnail, they're gonna click on. You know, I gotta get some views over here. I gotta raise these numbers up. I got degrees in marketing and advertising. I don't want to make myself look shallow and give in to those necessities, but it's what's necessary to grow your product. Where do I go out and pursue this said woman? Excuse me, miss. Are you educated? You're very beautiful. I run this YouTube channel called The Truth Serum, and I'd like to get your perspective on many different topics. Get away from me, you pervert. What? Security? This guy from some Truth Serum thing he wants me to do. Wow. With that being said, folks, Kimmy says, my ex took out a life insurance policy, then began poisoning me. I survived. Now he's dead. Good luck finding your host. I watch Murder ID. I'm addicted to that ID channel that just shows all these things. I'm not the murdering type. I want to spread love and compassion and grow my channel. So I'm sorry about what happened, Kimmy. But things happen. I'm sorry. Excuse me. What's your picture of? Oh, that's a dog. I was thinking, what kind of hairdo do you have? Hairdo do you have? Doo-doo. Oh. If anybody by accident comes on here, well, the mafia, I wanted to put a mask on some mafia guys. They're like, you're nuts. You're nuts. We're not going to go on there and talk about mob stories. So I'm not doing mob stories anymore because that's ridiculous. And I understand their point of view. No, you talk about that kind of stuff. No. Mm-mm. I've lost my mind, and that's right. But if the guy could remain anonymous, I wanted to do the psychology of what happens to these people in the mafia, which I've known many, that committed violent crimes, murder, and then the post-traumatic stress when they're in their 50s, 60s, and 70s and how it affects them. Some people are just ruthless killers. They sleep like a baby at night, but others aren't, and it affects them down the road. But we're not going to do any of that because I don't blame them and they don't want to come on my channel. But I need a video that can skyrocket me out of the, I need something that's got some power and a punch. Yeah, I'm doing videos, 30 views, 100 views. And I did a mob view of Mike Francis and Sonny or Sammy the Bull. Yeah, the mob stories get views. But I'm not doing it anymore. So I got to reinvent my channel, and I want to have another perspective from either a gang member, a mafia member, or a person that suffered from abuse and give their testimony. I can interview. I got great interview skills, and I'm going to do it. Somewhere down the road, I'm going to develop my channel better, get better technology, get somebody in here that knows how to do videos, video. I'm going to rise up. Take a little time. That's all we need is a little patience. That's all. I've been through, I've come this far and I'm still on, and we're going to do that. So, Kimmy, I feel bad that happened to you. You know what I mean? Well, you're here now. Be the queen that you are. And, how can I ask how old you are? I have the people that come in here, and they're my friends and everything. And are you over 40, Kim? Me? Oh, okay. I just turned 60. The 60 Club. I just turned 60. Thank you, Jesus. I made it this far. Holy cow. So I'm going to do a lot of different things. But it would be nice for someone else to see another face on my channel. I've done 200 videos, and maybe another. I've been doing this maybe 2 years at the most, and my subs were rising up higher. And of course, I got censored, and they blocked me. But we're gonna keep throwing punches. But I gotta change things up. I want to start doing some interviews. Interesting characters that I could interview and try to build up more views and more subscribers. Like the Underbelly guy, Underbelly, he brings in people from different backgrounds, and I can do that better than him. And he's got 1 million subscribers. I got 400. I believe we should all believe we're good and capable. We should all be confident. But I'm not going to get depressed or frustrated and like, oh, geez, well, it's a slow process. It's a slow process. Well, some things, the best things, you got to wait sometimes. We want instant gratification. I just don't want to go on a first date with some girl and wine and dine her and try to get a kiss 3 days later. No. All right, let's change the subject. So I'll be patient and I'll wait and I'll tighten up this technology on my channel. I'm going to do some interviews, hopefully, and we'll rise on up. Rise on up. I'll ask the questions that I know you people would ask. I know the questions that you'd want to ask that person as if you were sitting right next to them. Okay? I couldn't do it with the mafia. I couldn't do it with them, and I understand that. But I do. Well, you know, I know some gang members, some homeboys that I know that I'm friends with, you know, and they do what they do. And but I just said, put a mask on, bro, put a mask on. But he's like, no, 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 no. And I understand that. I understand that. You know, he's hustling, he's trying to do his thing. And hey, you know, people are trying to survive. I'm not judging anybody because I was running wild. I was running wild and I was sinning and everything else. And I'm no better than anybody else. No. Mm-mm. So that's it. Kimmy, Vic's in the house. Kimmy, thank you. God bless you. What else we got in here? Kimmy, well, we got 3. We got my 3. I value this 3 just like I had if I had 3,000 because good people. The love and support from one person is felt just as good as the love and support of 1,000. The intrinsic value is still that's. I'm not getting corny here, am I? I'm blowing kisses. Wait a minute, I'm not the kind of guy that blows kisses. Thank you, Kimmy. I appreciate you. And blessings to everybody. And so I'm going to be patient and slowly diversify this channel. And I pray for the victims of that Jacksonville shooting. And murder is murder and hate is hate. And let's unite America together. And America is getting united together with all races. So let's live in racial harmony. Let's not fall for all the bullshit we see on these media outlets, okay? We know what's going on, boots on the ground. All right, folks. So check out my other videos. I did a funny video about Joe Biden being on The Price is Right. So that's it, folks. I appreciate all of yous, and hit the like button. If you're new here, subscribe, comment, buy the book. There's a click on somewhere. I don't know where it is. Find it and support me. All right. It ain't easy doing this. I make it look easy, but money does come in handy, you know. And I'm not a beggar, but I don't have a big budget. All right. God bless y'all.